Daily Broadside, day 301. Today we're going to talk about Brad Pitt a little bit. And specifically, why so many people seem to think that I favor him in the looks department. Let me tell you the story of this. Somewhere around probably 2010, 2011, I was approached one day at work by an older black lady. She's probably in like her 50s. And she comes up to me, introduces herself, and she says, just right off the bat, she's like, "You know who you look like?" And I'm like, I have zero clue who I look like. And she's like, "Brad Pitt." And I was like, get the hell out of here, you know. And that was the beginning of it, right? So I just kind of laughed it off. And so she started calling me Pitt. Every time I saw her from then on to this day, she calls me Pitt. And you know, it's just kind of funny, right? Well, it wasn't like a couple weeks later, this other black lady comes up to me and says the same thing. And I'm like, okay. And so as this went on, and I don't know what happened. I would have been like in my mid-30s. So I don't know what happened in my mid-30s that made people start to say this, because they'd never said it for the first 3 decades of my life. But long story short, I started counting. It became a running gag, you know, with me and my ex. I'd be like, got another one today, you know. And over the course of like a year and a half, I was up to like 23 people that had said that. And the weird part about it was, with the exception of one guy, they were all black females. It's very strange. So I started thinking to myself, I'm like, man, black females see me differently than every other person on earth, it appears, because the odds just don't seem to bear out any other explanation and all this. So long story short, again, this goes on, it goes on, and it's been going on now for, you know, better part of more than a decade. And I've lost count. And I'm somewhere probably in the 80s or 90s of people that have said it. And a lot of people have said it on here. And to that I implore, the dude's been in 100 movies. What movie am I supposed to, like, what character do I resemble? Because the guy's got a million different looks. The only thing anyone's ever said, I think I had 2 people that told me Fight Club. And I'm like, I don't have spiked hair. I don't know what that's all about. But it's just kind of funny because nobody can really tell me what movie specifically. Am I in Ocean's 11 Brad Pitt, or am I Rusty from Ocean's 11, or am I, Thelma and Louise? Am I a young pot smoker on the couch in True Romance? I mean, what's the deal, right? And so long story short, tertiarily, that's just where we're at. I don't see it, but then again, it's difficult for me to step back and see myself as other people see me, so that's just kind of tricky. But yeah, that's it's kind of odd. It's I mean, it's flattering. He's a decent looking human being, I'd say. So I mean, it could be worse. You know, people could be like, "Hey, you look like Rick Moranis" or something like that. Which, you know, thankfully that's not the case, I hope. Although somebody could be like, come to think of it, you do kind of favor Rick Moranis, which is not what I want. At least, you know, I'm not 5'3". But at any rate, that's the story of that. We're coming up on 100 people strong. And so there's got to be something to it, you know. So yeah, there's that. I've thought about buying because you can buy like a complete Tyler Durden costume with the flowery shirt and the sunglasses and the red leather coat and all, and putting that on, and maybe I'd see it, you know. But I'm not interested in spending $200 on an outfit that I'd wear like 30 seconds. But then again, maybe I'd like it and I'd just go around wearing that outfit all the time. Okay, carry on.